So if you saw my video yesterday for the brand new Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman Extrait, I told you Scent Rush had sent me that, as well as like 3 or 4 other fragrances that are brand new releases that I told you guys I wasn't going to pick up a full bottle for specific reasons, and then I was going to review them this week. With that said, I got a few wears out of this one, actually a little bit more than a few wears because I also tried it in store a few times. But today we're going to be doing my full review on the brand new Prada Paradigme, letting you know what I think of it, if it's worth picking up, if it's redundant, all of that stuff. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back at you talking about a brand new release that came out within the last month. Before we get into it, smash that like, comment below, let me know what you guys think of it, and then also subscribe if you are not already. So, I told you guys since I started my channel, back in 2022 and 2023, I picked up every mainstream designer release that year, and after 2023 I realized that spending that amount of money to get that crazy amount of redundancy while I'm not trying to overwhelm my collection with all designers, and I decided that for now on in 2024, 2025 and on, I was going to go through, and as the fragrances are announced, I was going to let you guys know which ones I was going to pick up blind buy and which ones I'm not too keen on blind buying and that I would rather try out first in store. And so today we are wrapping up some of the ones that I tried in store that I ended up getting samples from Scent Rush along with the Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman from yesterday. And I've tried them all out, and over the next few days I'm going to be letting you guys know. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing YSL myself, La Absolute, and Versace Eros Najim. But today we're going to be talking about Prada Paradigme. Prada Paradigme is a brand new release that was not overly advertised, weirdly enough. There is like some ads online, obviously. Yes, it was advertised. I know the last time I said it wasn't overly advertised was about the Chanel. And somebody sent me a picture of it. I was like, yes, that's an ad. I said it wasn't overly advertised. Like, you don't see 50 commercials for it. Like, that's usually Prada you do, which is weird. It's all fragrance-based, though. So, anyway, how does this smell? Well, I'm going to spray it on one more time just to give myself a reminder. It's a brand new line. Again, it comes in that green bottle. It's a brand new style line. And when you think of Prada, brand new style line, you would think that it would have some of that Prada facet, which is kind of like more of your powdery, like office powder, whereas a little bit more luxurious, clean. That's what they're always been known for, whether it's in the Prada Ocean line, whether it's in the or Prada Luna Rossa line, I mean, or a Prada L'Homme line. They always have that Prada DNA. And so I was expecting that to come over here, but I was expecting to have something unique. As soon as I smelled this stuff and I sprayed it on, I was like, that smells really good, but that smells really familiar. And I've heard people say it smells like YSL myself. It smells like, so I understand what they're saying, but it doesn't have like the orange blossom, but it's going down that kind of party boy, sweet, aromatic, just kind of like pushing out in your face, sweetness, youthful style scent. It's just, it does have a little bit of that Prada powder underneath it, a little bit more luxurious powder, probably coming from some kind of their own formulation, as well as probably some tonka bean. Because what this reminds me is if you took, and again, let's just not think of the orange blossom, but if you took like the Polo 67s and the YSL myself of the world, and you mixed it together with like, I don't know, Le Male Elixir or something like that, That's what this smells like. It just has a little bit more of that Prada luxury. And this is a party boy fragrance. This is a clubbing fragrance. This is something that you're going to smell on 10 to 15 different people, or you're going to smell something similar. And while I do think that this is kind of getting closer to the king of the hill of those style of fragrances, don't get me wrong, this is a really nice scent. I'm just getting a little bit bored by that style of scent. And that's me, coming from me. And if you guys are new to my channel, don't act like I'm just trying to be a niche snob or anything, because I try a ton of designers. I base my channel around trying to pick up new designers whenever I can, at least so I can try them out. I mean, getting a designer over a niche, you're going to save money. If you can get the mass appeal, why don't you? And so while this smells really nice, my wife looked at me and said, "That smells good, but how much is it?" And I said, "I think it's like $160 or something like that." I might be wrong with that price, but she said, "Yeah, it just smells like other things that you have. It just like with a little twist." And I said, "Yeah, I completely agree. It smells like every other sweet fragrance that's out there, just doing its own little twist on it." And that twist, it does seem to be like one of the better versions of this style of DNA. It's going to be a nice night out scent. I mean, someone said you can wear it to the office. I could see you wearing it, but to me, it's a little bit too sweet for that. As soon as you spray it on, you do get a little bit of this like brightness from a citrus, but that quickly fades into this sweet aromatic tone, similar to that of the Rouse Clubs, Polo 67s, where it's, I believe in this one, if I can remember, it's geranium. It's not like popping off my skin and saying that's geranium. That's just going from memory. And then it's mixed with a wallop of tonka bean, which, when you hear tonka bean, wallop of tonka bean, Le Male elixir, Le Male, pretty much anything that's been released lately, 1 million elixir. I mean, all of the 1 millions really have a ton of tonka. All of the JPGs have a ton of tonka. We have the YSL Ys that, as they got further in, they added tonka. We got the Bleu de Chanel Parfum, which has tonka. At least I think has tonka. There's a lot of fragrances that are using tonka nowadays, and a lot of them, the really popular ones, are the ones that are using a ton of it, like Eros and whatnot, and it's just not doing much for me. It smells nice. I am not going to buy a bottle of this because I would not pull it from my collection. I already know that. Again, it does smell really good, and I probably would get compliments from my wife if I just randomly wore this, and I know that you will as well. I'm trying to stabilize my collection and have a nice core heartbeat of my collection where I know that I could pick any single fragrance from my collection. I'm just going to be really excited to wear it. That's where I'm at in my journey. And in my journey, I've just got rid of about 6. I got rid of all of my YSL myself because I just am getting sick of that. I got rid of my Polo 67 EDT because I kept the EDP. I got rid of a lot of the Rouse Clubs except for the Parfum and New York. It's just because I'm trying to simmer down my collection to the ones that I like the most from each line and each style of DNA. And I've never liked the Le Male elixirs. I know a lot of people do. They're too overly sweet. I work in pharmacy. I'm not trying to look for an overly sweet clubbing fragrance. I'm in my 40s. But if you are in your mid-20s, if you are in your early 30s, if you're even a teenager, this fragrance will do you justice. It's just, I think teenagers would probably rather go for the little bit more youthful version of it from the like Le Male elixir or Ultra Male. And I think that the more grown-ups would probably want to go with this one because it just has a little bit more of that powder, a little bit more of the luxury vibe. It's not my cup of tea right now. So I'm not trying to hate on it. And I said that yesterday about the Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman. Even the X-Straight, I mean, it smells really nice. That really did deserve hate because the redundancy for $400 or $365 is ridiculous. This one, I just expected more from a new line from Prada. And so I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. It's just average to me. I'm going to give it like a 7 to a 7.5. It's really not writing home, and I know a lot of people are going to really like this, and I could wear this easily. So don't take that from me and say he hates this, because I know people do that. But yeah, I would say that this is an any season fragrance leaning towards spring, fall, winter because of the cool, like the tonka bean, the sweetness. But you could easily get away with it like summer nights, 60, 70 degrees, wear what you want when you want. And this is a little bit more, even though it is an overly sweet fragrance, the way that the powder and the blend is, it does kind of neutralize that sweetness and make it a little bit more smooth. And as far as the performance of the fragrance, it did last about 7 to 8 hours on me, but that was pushing it. I ended up spraying it like 4 or 5 times. I got like 6 to 7 hours on average for the 3 times that I wore it. So I would say 6 to 7 hours is about what it is. Pushing out above average for like the most part of the fragrance for like hours 2, 3, 4, and for the first hour it does push out pretty heavily because that tonka is setting in, the sweetness is coming in, but it's a nothing that you really have to worry about when it comes to performance. You're going to get good performance. You're not going to wear it for more than 7 to 8 hours unless you're like working a 12-hour shift and for some reason you just need to spray it, then take a travel spray or something with you. But anyway, Prada Paradigme, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's an average fragrance that smells nice. You won't go wrong with it if you like that style of DNA, but it smells like a lot of other stuff just with a twist. I was expecting more, and that's it. So, Prada Paradigme, I appreciate Joey over at Scent Rush for sending it to me. If you guys are looking for a decant of Prada Paradigme or the new Versace or the new YSL Myself or whatever you might need, go to scentrush.us, use code DUDE5 for 5% off. And again, I'll be back with the YSL Myself La Absolute and Versace Eros Najim tomorrow. Peace.